Halo 3. I make a lot of jokes about it, but it really is one of my favorite games ever. I'm a frog, and I decided to see if I could get the achievement for beating Halo 3 on Legendary in under 3 hours. Now, you may know that I'm a Halo 1 speedrunner, but make no mistake, I knew literally nothing about Halo 3 speedrunning prior to attempting this. I had to learn some new things for the first time. So, in this video, we'll go level by level, keeping track of my times throughout, and see if I can beat Halo 3 in under 3 hours on Legendary. Let's hop in. Arrival doesn't count, so I started on Sierra 117, and right off the bat, I had to learn this jump. Try that again. Okay, that jump. If you do it right, you skip a trigger so you don't have to worry about phantom spawning in this section and dropping off more enemies, so you can pretty much just run through it. The next area was the one that gave me the most trouble. It's kinda dangerous. You hop down below, then as you're running, try to take out carbine jackals and grunts by this big pipe thing. Then you jump up. The problem is that for whatever reason, I just could not do this jump. It took me 1, 2, 3 tries before I finally made it up. The next couple areas, I just killed everyone in a hasty fashion, continuing along, trying to go fast. Go away, Cortana! At the river, I went back to speedrun strat stuff, dropping down and running to the left. I have the brute shot out because it can startle grunts, and when I get to this brute, I can backsmack him. From there, I jumped in the water and started shooting the sniper jackals. Thankfully, they're Halo 3 sniper jackals because Halo 2 jackals would have certainly domed me. Then there's this cool little brute shot jump to get up, and we are past the river. The next area is the jackal forest. No big deal, I didn't get sniped at all. There is a grenade jump you can do here to get where Johnson and his Marines are and just be able to run to the dam past almost everyone, but I decided instead to just full path it and kill everyone. I made sure to grab the sniper rifle by the Crash Pelican as well. At the dam, I just started sniping enemies. One of the most satisfying shots in all of Halo is when you hit blue brute captains just right to one-shot them. What is bro doing? The rest of the mission was simple enough. I just cleared the dam and waited for Discount Foehammer to come pick me up. I finished Sierra 117 with a 12:39, not a great time by speedrunning standards, but good enough for me. You know where we're going next.
To war.
Crow's Nest, of course, starts with me bolting out of the command center because who wants to listen to Miranda Keyes blabber? The early parts of this level, not any more complicated than me just trying to kill enemies fast. The hardest part to do this in was the hangar. I was kind of slow, but I didn't die at all at least, so whatever. It was important to make sure I grabbed a deployable cover in the hangar, because when you head back to the command center, there's a big room where you get attacked by drones. There's a chain gun turret to the left that you can drop the deployable cover in front of so the drones can't shoot you, but you can fire the turret through it, letting you mow them down pretty safely. In the barracks, there are a lot of brutes. I focused on using grenades to kill them or weaken them, and it was effective. Alright, okay, on my second attempt this actually worked, and once again the Brute Chieftain was a joke. I made sure to grab the gravity hammer for a trick. You go through the tunnel and Cortana talks to you again, and there are some drones, then you drop out and can enter the barracks. I opened the door to the barracks, then turned around and did this. As I was saying, I turned around and did this. That hammer launch lets you skip the entire barracks section and get onto the elevator way faster. After the elevator, there's a bunch of jetpack brutes. And when I say a bunch, I mean a bunch. Because of the barracks skip, I didn't have the Arbiter or any Marines backing me up, so this fight was a bit tough. But after clearing the brutes, I ran up top to grab active camo. After moving on and going through yet another Cortana moment, I did some Master Chief in the book stuff with a box launch and fought my way back to the command center to disarm the bomb. Using the active camo I picked up, I was able to just camo, run to the bomb to arm it, and run downstairs without having to fight anyone. The rest of the level is smooth sailing. You have got to be kidding me. After rearming the bomb again, I now ran through the remaining rooms without dying and got to the final elevator. Cortana said some cryptic things and then the level ended and I had a final time of 17:08, which brings my total so far to 29 minutes and 47 seconds. Now time to grab a drink because we're going for a drive. Wait, that came out wrong. Sao Highway is a terrible mission to speedrun, and I'm not going to name names, but anyone who does speedrun it should be ashamed of themselves. Ferret. The early part of the mission is pretty straightforward, drive fast and don't die. This area has a specific path to get through. Ideally, you'll have a gunner and passenger who can eat shots for you. If you're alone in the Warthog and try this, you're probably dead on Legendary. My first attempt, I died. My second attempt, I also died. But third time's a charm. In the next area, I ditched my Warthog, flipped over a new one, and grabbed a grav lift through a wall before getting in the new Warthog. You want a Warthog without Marines for this next bit, because if you do have Marines, your Warthog is probably going to get blown up. So here I drove to the shield door thing. Fun fact, the turret here can spawn on either the left side or the right side, and I got the right side turret. I got out, waited for my shields to recharge, then destroyed the shield power box and got back in my Warthog and carried on. The grav lift I picked up comes in handy here where you're supposed to get out of your Warthog. Instead, you can use it to go right over the barricades and continue on. You can get the Warthog through without the grab lift, but I do not have those skills. The next area you're supposed to stop and hold out at, but who wants to do all that? I drove through a couple big pipe things past this entire section. That was clean. What wasn't clean was my driving in the next area. I blame the Warthog. Out of the cave, I ran over a couple brutes, grabbed a fuel rod gun, and got in a chopper. There's a path you can take in the chopper below the bridge that makes bypassing this area really easy. The ending of this level requires two things. One, the brute in the turret being dead, and two, the shield generator being destroyed, which you can thankfully shoot through the shield with the fuel rod. And that's Sao Highway with the final time of 4:57, which puts me at 34 minutes and 44 seconds in total so far. Following Sao, there was a decent difficulty jump, so I guess you could call Sao the calm before the storm is level 4, and it starts us in a Warthog riding shotgun. Immediately after exiting, I grabbed a BR off a Marine and made my way inside the first building. Inside, you can actually jump up to open the main door rather than having to go around and up like you're supposed to, and this also let me sneak attack the Covenant on the other side. After killing the enemies in the next hallway, I grabbed a Ghost and made my way outside. In the middle of this outside area, there's a small building that has a missile pod and a sniper up top. I used the missile pod to take out the anti-air wraith and a couple Ghosts. If you do it fast enough, you can avoid the next wraith that spawns, but I, in fact, was not fast enough and had to take him out. Easy enough. Inside this building, you can do the same thing as earlier and hit the button to open the door from below, this time skipping a brute chieftain and a bunch of other enemies. Following the door, I grabbed rockets, hit the next door button, and ran around the side to avoid a lot of drones that spawn. Then came the worst part of the level where I had to rely on the Marines not being terrible to survive. Shoot! After taking out the first couple waves my second attempt, I hopped on a missile pod and went to work myself. Once the waves were clear, I grabbed a mongoose again and prepared to fight the Scarab. Just kidding. Instead, I drove back here. There's an invisible barrier blocking you if you try to drive your mongoose in this room, so you have to build its momentum then hop out to get it through. Once the mongoose is through, you can go into the hallway and do some maneuvering that looks like that video of the dog with the stick trying to cross the bridge to get the mongoose in just the right place. Once positioned, you can do this. That was my first try. Easy, definitely not luck. I could totally get that first try again. I kept my rockets, so from here I massacred some brutes. Then hunters. The rest of the storm was simple. I used up my rockets and grabbed a sniper to kill everyone else until I made it to the AA cannon. There is a way to destroy it from far away, but instead I just went up to it and shot it after I thinned out the Covenant a bit, which brings me to the end of the storm in 12:25 for a total time so far of 47 minutes and 9 seconds. Coincidentally, at the 47:09 mark in my History of CE speedrunning video, I say the word flood, and the next level in this game is the first flood level. But is that a coincidence? Floodgate is a really cool level in Halo 3 speedrun. I did basically no tricks though. This level was really easy to just run through. Starting with the first encounter where you see Marines get infected and stuff, I'm just running past that. The big room after I did clear out a bit, but again, I could pretty much just run past it, as well as the next section with the flamethrower. Easy so far.
This is the carrier, Shadow of Intent. Clear this Wait, where are you going?
I did have to kill a lot of enemies at the very end section. This part is by far the toughest in this level because of how many pure forms there are. I was ready for a big fight here at the end, but they all just jumped away for no reason. I guess they were scared, which honestly makes sense. I'd be scared of a talking frog too. Inside the Covenant ship, I had to deal with Gravemind being annoying before making it to Cortana's message and ending the level with the 707, which brings my total time so far to 54:16.
Rogue ships, staggered line, shipmaster, they outnumber us 3-1.
Then it is an even fight.
The Ark is the longest level in the game, casually and in terms of speedrunning. For the first area, I ran through the enemies, having to hit a couple no-scopes like I'm Fat Rat. Then I slowed it down some in the second area, sniping as many brutes as I could before rushing to avoid the hunters that spawn here. Taking out some more enemies that got in my way, I made it to this Crash Pelican where I could grab rockets and a mongoose. There's some prowlers that come over the hill, and I learned the hard way that you have to hide from them. There we go. The next part was tricky. I was trying to rush ahead to get in the Ghost before the Grunt, but so in panic, I exited the Mongoose, and thankfully one of the brutes was really dumb and let me just hijack him. I took the next bit slow and just killed everyone. There's faster ways to do this, obviously, and the Halo 3 speedrunners watching this are probably cringing. Once all the other enemies were dead, I punched the race to let not in Amberclad come in. Again, this next bit I just did safe. I took the tank and murdered everyone in my path. Someone in one of my recent live streams asked me what my favorite tank is, and I said Halo 2's, but I will now rescind that because I forgot how great this Halo 3 tank is. I did have an unfortunate death in this part. Hurry up! Again, outside the structure, I took the tank and murdered everyone in my way, including the scarab, which wasn't hard at all. There is an early scarab board thing you can do that I don't know how to do, but yeah. The most dangerous part of this was actually the choppers. This was my second attempt at Arc because my first attempt, the choppers just killed me over and over. This time I had a fuel rod gun though, plus the Marines and the Gosshog put in work too. The rest of the level was shrimple enough. I killed enemies and tried not to die. I did have some problems with the final fight at the end because Halo 3 is stupid and made me pick up the flare instead of the hammer and I dropped my invisibility. But my next attempt I took care of everyone just fine, and that's the Arc in 27:27 for a total time so far of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 43 seconds. That level was really long. I'm curious, let me go to HaloRuns.com and check the record. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. The Covenant is a really cool mission whose speedrun has a trick I always heard about as a kid but never knew how to do. After clearing the beach, I made my way to this anti-air wraith. You aren't supposed to be able to drive these, and they're supposed to blow up when the pilot dies. But I bashed open the hatch, took down the brute's shields, then crouched, held the inner vehicle button, and shot him to get into the anti-air wraith. Shout out to my friend the Income Taxes for walking me through this. Now, the problem with this is that I was too slow getting into the AA Wraith, which means these Banshees afterwards would be targeting me and I couldn't deal with them, at least not fast. So I grimaced and restarted the mission and decided to just do it as intended and take the Warthog. So in my actual run, I didn't use the AA Wraith, but I still wanted to show that because it's cool. With the Warthog, I gave my passenger the Spartan laser and he wrecked everything with it. The next few areas I took slow and let him do his thing. Then inside the first tower, I did a jump up by the terminal that let me get on the first elevator a lot faster. I also grabbed a power drain, which is super important because it let me kill the chieftain fast enough to get his hammer, and more importantly, invincibility. The invincibility is essential because when you jump up to get to the elevator like that, the game seems to punish you by sending every other enemy alive to the doorway blocking your path. But with invincibility, you can just run right by them. After driving a Warthog and flying a Hornet with stupid MCC controls where you have to hold A to go up instead of just being able to look up to fly up, I made it to the second tower where I did this hammer jump up to the elevator. Good luck with that, Arbiter. From here, I just played the level casually. Bip, bap, bam, Brute's dead. Oh my god, it's the Flood. Hey, look, another tank. Boom, boom. 2 Scarabs, I repeat, 2 Scarabs. Park the Hornet, blow him up, blow this one up over here, get out, team kill Arbiter, shut up Cortana, kill some grunts, that's a fuel rod, kill Brutes, rip Bozo, I'm a thief, but I keep what I steal. And that's the Covenant in 26:51 for a total time so far of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 34 seconds. Man, those last 2 levels were really fun. I can't wait to see what comes next. Oh boy, Cortana, my favorite level in the series. As a kid, I thought I didn't like it because it was scary. Now as an adult, I realize I don't like it because it sucks.
Child of my enemy, why have you come?
Why have I what? The first main fight, I killed a few guys for safety, then ran by the rest. Please just let me run at full speed, my god. Here again, just running by some enemy spawns. This room sucks. There's a million pure forms. This hallway, I tried camoing past everyone, and it ran out and I got caught and I thought I was dead. Then the freaking grave mine saved me. Let's go, I forgive you. This room in the speedrun is called the Hell Room. There's even more pure forms here than the other one. It's awful. I just took my time clearing it because there's some jumps and stuff you can do to scale it faster that I didn't do because I didn't want to put any time into learning this awful level. I killed some more Flood in the reactor room, got interrupted by Cortana and Gravemind some more, then found Cortana, who the Gravemind apparently turned blue since Halo 2. The rest of the level is easy enough. You blow up the power cores and run out. Woohoo. I beat Cortana in 1921, bringing my total time to 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 55 seconds. Maybe in the future, I will earn the actual speedrun stuff for Cortana just so I never have to waste that much time in it again. Or I could just play more CE like a Giga Chad. Speaking of, let's go back to the first Halo. Halo, starring John Halo, is the final mission of Halo 3, the end of the first Halo trilogy. When you get to the bottom of the control room tower, there is a grenade hammer jump you can do, but the Flood obliterated me every time I tried it in practice, so since I had 52 minutes to beat the level for the achievement, I decided to just scale it how you're supposed to. And my goodness, are there a lot of Flood. I wish I had more stuff to say about this, but I literally just killed Flood and scaled the tower. That's it. Nothing interesting happened. I may as well have been living in Argentina studying anteaters. I don't even know what I mean by that. When I was a kid, the 343 Guilty Spark boss fight always destroyed me. I have no idea how though, because literally all you do is stand here and laser him. The Warthog run, I didn't die at all. I had some crazy spins and stuff though. That was completely intentional. And that's the level Halo in 22:03, putting my total final time at 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 58 seconds. My goal was under 3 hours, and I cleared it by about half an hour, which means I now have the devastating achievement. I will say this one was much easier than the Halo 2 version of this achievement, Monopolized. So if you like this video, then click the one on screen to see how I got Monopolized for Halo 2. Thanks a lot to my patrons for supporting the channel, whose names are on screen now as well. My Patreon is linked in the description if you'd like to join them. And with that, I'll catch you next time.